This video is brought to you by OpenVPP and Ionna. OpenVPP, a global virtual power plant for electric vehicles. See vehicles charging across the world and zoom in to see real-time charging status in what aims to be the world's largest vehicle virtual power plant. OpenVPP allows you to track charging history, energy usage, and daily trips, comparing your usage versus others, day to day and month to month. With OpenVPP, we're working together to showcase the potential of EV charging to electric grid operators. There may even be future coordinated EV charging rewards coming soon. So sign up today at world.openvpp.energy. It's completely free to join and takes under 60 seconds. And Ionna, the EV charging network brought to you by the world's leading automakers. Ionna is raising the bar on what it means to charge. We're talking a 400 kilowatt minimum nationwide network built with the customer in mind. Fast, reliable, affordable, every single time. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. This Tesla Model 3 is the first car to ever autonomously cross the United States. And it's done even way more than that using Tesla's FSD supervised software. Now, we test and review a lot of cars. We generally embrace new technology when it comes to vehicles. And our buddy David just completed a really momentous trip in this car, and he brought it here to the Out of Spec track so we could chat with him and figure, and hear all about what happened with this trip. So we're going to get David on the channel. We're going to get this Model 3 story told. But I also have a question for you guys. If the car is supervised, is it autonomous or is it not? I tend to think it is, because the car handled 100% of driving tasks across the country with supervision for safety. However, in this drive that David completed, he's now done over 10,000 miles with no safety critical need to intervene. Now, there have been some little things, some patience required to make it happen. We're going to learn all about the story. But I think I'm hugely excited in this new world of automotive, especially when it comes to automated driving systems. But we're still in that gray period where they require supervision versus just autonomy. Or is supervised autonomy autonomy? A lot of questions to be answered. I'm sure this will spark some comments down below. Let's chat with David and learn all about his trip. David, come on over. Welcome to the channel.
Nice to meet you, Kyle.
Yeah, same here. So, why? First of all, you went how many miles now without touching controls?
It's about 10,800 at this.
That's got to be some kind of record. Now, Waymos have tens, hundreds of thousands of miles, some of them, without any driver involvement. But they're in geo-fenced areas. Zoox is coming online, so on and so forth. This is a car that you own that then you can program to go anywhere, and it took you across the country.
Yeah, it took me everywhere I wanted to go the last 5 weeks. I travel a lot all over the country, and every destination, A to B, wherever I wanted, no exceptions. And
even here, getting it plugged in and charged, we were all committed. We kind of corralled the car over this way, and if you take a look, it was just out of range of our level 2 EVSE, so we took an extension cord. Shout out EV Dance for sending us this extension cord. Not sponsored, but they have sponsored us, and got your car charging. So I'm glad that worked out. You should keep this extension cord.
I'll take it. That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll help hopefully give you more options when you get to level 2 charging sites.
Because we're at 100% DC charging, and I'd be curious to see what the battery health on something like this is. Almost 25,000 miles in 3 months of full DC. That'd be a scary sight to see. So.
I kind of felt bad, so I was like, let's give it an AC charge while you're here. So let's talk about the trip, or even the car. Where should we start? I guess the car. What is this?
It's a 2025 Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive premium, I guess would be now the variant. Just purchased it September 20th of this year, and had made sure to have FSD outright, and just been using it every waking second I could. Version 13.2.9. when it came out, and then 14.1, and then now the huge success with 14.2.
That really seems to be the big ramp this year. A lot of people that are friends of mine, I've shown FSD to over the years, and it went from like hilariously bad to like dangerously bad to like, okay, maybe kind of okay. But whatever happened in the last few months, it's just gotten incredible. And I think your story, your trip could not have been done on previous software versions that easily, at least.
Yeah, 100%. And I agree with you as well that like people going, showing colleagues, taking people out to lunch, etc. This 14.2 is the first time where it's gone from this is kind of a party trick, gimmick. Why the hell would I pay $8,000 for this to, how do I get one of these?
Yeah, and we're actually starting to see that shift even in our comment sections. Like, I personally don't care what people buy. We just want to make videos to help them make a more informed buying decision. But so many of our viewers now are like, okay, I kind of want a different car than a Tesla, but they're buying a Tesla because of the FSD capability. And our track manager here, Sam, we got him a Model 3 this week because he just wanted FSD. He's like, I don't care what car it's in, what shape it's in, give me that software. And I'm excited for more other automakers to come out with their competitor software. Like China has a bunch of different automakers doing something like this. So your car, does it have the front bumper cam?
It does not.
Oh, really? So it's actually even a slightly older hardware version.
Yeah. So no bumper camera. So yeah, that I'm very envious when you told you your new one had it, and no retrofit to buy or tried that route or anything. But just
does it make much of a difference?
I would imagine more for maybe like parking lots and that kind of thing. I don't see how it could probably make too much difference on the road. But I remember like when the Juniper first came out, they advertised that it was the front bumper camera was better for Summon and those kind of low speed, but they took that off the website shortly thereafter. So it's hard to say.
Hard to say, but I think we had Dirty Tesla. Our buddy Chris came out here and we shot some evasive driving maneuver testing on FSD, and the front bumper camera definitely was picking stuff up. Like we would put something right in front of it that clearly the main camera couldn't see, and it wouldn't drive over it. Where'd you start from?
So I started here in North Carolina as well, in Raleigh, and then took me down to Miami, and then worked my way up Tampa, Orlando, Atlanta, all the way over to San Antonio, to Houston, to Springfield, Missouri, to Kansas City, all the way to Denver, up on I-80 through Wyoming, where it was 80-mile-an-hour winds legitimately.
Damn. What did it do with that much wind? Was it putting in cross steering?
It was putting in some crazy steering. It kept in the lane the whole time. That was when I was, a little cautious, more extra supervising than normal, but stayed in the lane the whole time. I was keeping 85 and Mad Max.
Oh, damn. So you were booking into it.
And, but yeah, I mean, to say like how much wind, and so I saw 6 tipped over semis within a 100-mile stretch.
Wow.
And it stayed in the lane, never hit a rumble strip, never got out of the lane at all. But that was the most fun to see. But then from Wyoming there, Salt Lake, Southern Oregon, and then back up to Seattle. It's Christmas time. I get home.
So Seattle's home base for you.
Yep. And then a couple days for the holidays. And then I'm thinking, well, let's see, we're at 6,500, and I was thinking about this, and I needed to make a stop in Phoenix for personal reasons. So I was just like, let's go for it. Let's see if we can hit the 10,000 and do this cross country before the end of the year. And somehow I was able to make it happen.
That's really cool, dude. So did you do it all by yourself, or did you have friends along the way, or how'd it go?
100% myself.
Really?
Yeah. So
just you and Grok chatting with each other then. That's something my dad does. My dad's really getting into FSD recently, and he'll just chat with Grok for hours in the car now. And, I mean, I wish I could get in there and program it to like really mess with him. But so what was the cross-country route? So the A and B. I mean, there's the Cannonball route, which my buddies Timon and Drew and myself, we hold the electric car record, New York to LA. I would love to see what an autonomous, we'll talk about if it is autonomous, I think it is, a FSD record would be from Red Ball to Portofino. What was your route?
My route was starting from the Tesla diner, and then
and that's in LA.
Yep, in Hollywood, very close to the, a couple miles from the ocean. Came down there via 101 on my way down from Seattle, and then from Phoenix, and then I was on 10 all the way to about Tucson, and then Omar from Holmars, he informed me about the mandatory border checkpoint in El Paso, and I'm not a legal alien or anything, but that's a forced disengagement for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not going to mess around our nice law enforcement officer. So I was like,
that's an interesting point. So, but would it have stopped if they had flagged you down? Like, does it recognize hand signals?
I wasn't willing to risk it.
Yeah, you were so far committed.
At that point, so I turned up north and then took pretty much all of I-40 through.
I love it. Evading border control.
So I added like another close to 500 miles, at least a couple hundred, but it was worth it. So then New Mexico, Oklahoma, and then Arkansas, Mississippi, Atlanta, and then cut over to Myrtle Beach.
So that was the end point, was Dirty Myrtle. Yeah. What was the strategy? Did you try and do deep charges so you would have to supercharge less? Because I would imagine parking lots are a bit weird with FSD, or maybe you can talk to us about the charging experience.
The charging, great. I mean, like we were just talking about before, the efficiency is insane. It exceeds my napping and bladder ability by quite a bit. So I'm charging just to either buy some more diet soda to take a nap, or just. That's where I'm charging. Like you can see on there, I have a lot of people commenting like, why did you stop so much? It's just because I wanted to stop for whatever reason that, you can go so far, but I wasn't worried about that or max charging. Maybe if I wanted to rest.
Yeah. So like we know Tesla has the best charging experience and superchargers are awesome. And we've done all the testing on this car. I now have 2 of them actually. They're awesome Model 3 long range rear drive, but you would think parking lots are a risk for FSD to mess up. So, like you had mentioned, we were chatting at lunch. You had one spot where there was a line and there was a pull through. Can you explain that? Because that was that the hairiest?
Yeah, that was the hairy. I mean, I didn't think it was going to mess up or do like a safety critical thing at low speeds. It's more just like an annoyance of where the software is at. So it's at a level 2 8 stall where 6 of them are pull through and 2 of them are back in, and it's the station's kind of quartered at a 90-degree angle, and it's
in
kind of
New Mexico, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like
it's at Applebee's.
This was at a hotel.
Oh, hotel. Yeah. Okay.
And so when I got there was 3 or 4 people in line, and the whole station was full, slow, V2. All the stalls are being used, and it's in the middle of nowhere. You have to, everybody has to deep charge there even more. And when I got there, I guess I didn't check the trip planner good enough, but I was already down to 2% when I got there, and I'm thinking, oh no, this is going to be interesting. And then so I parked it. Parked fine in the lot. I just changed it to parking lot instead of charger, just to make it easy for it to park in place. It parked in place when it became my turn. It was one of the back end spots that was around the corner, and it kept parking in the stall next to it. Like it parked perfectly the first time, but it kept missing it by just one stall, and if it would have just moved over. And so if you guys don't know, with 14.2 or any of these, if you just re-put in the navigation, that could be the department store, that could be the charger, it just immediately goes and find a new parking spot. It doesn't,
oh, really?
So if you want to repark, that's the really easy way to.
And you had mentioned there's places, and we've shown this as well, but I think a lot of people watching probably don't know, you can tell it to park in different areas of the parking lot, right? Like you mentioned, parking lot or charger. So you can tell it to park at the supercharger. It knows that.
Yeah. It can go straight to the pin there, or just another tip, even if you put in, say you're going to Target, but you want to park in this part of the parking lot, if you just drop the pin on there, it'll get you much closer to where you want. And so that's kind of that. But eventually though, so I was in line, and then eventually somebody with the pull through pulled out, and it wasn't as busy, and it put the nav in again, and it pulled right in at 1%, but that was the kind of the one hiccup.
The craziest moment on the trip, it seems like things are pretty crazy.
It's not the going majority of the way 85 miles an hour, none of that, none of the intersections, freeways, it's just the one hiccup, just because the station in the middle of nowhere was full.
So how many miles do you have on the car total?
About 23,000 since late September. So.
And how many of those are on FSD?
Oh, 99.99.
Right.
Yeah, the only time I've ever driven it manually for more than in a parking lot, or if I want to pass somebody or have some fun, was a 2-mile stretch when 14.1 came out in Chicago. I didn't know about the DAS reset. I had a little bug, so I had to drive it 2 miles back to the hotel from the golf store manually, which was very upsetting. But that's literally the extent I've driven it. Even when I picked it up at the service center, the cameras were already calibrated, and I left right there on that. So
that's amazing. So let's talk about the social aspects really quick, because I do think we should get it out on track and have an FSD lap, and we'll go and chat.
Yeah.
But In my experience, so FSD has gotten so good recently, it's starting to like blend in with traffic pretty normally now. And it'll get aggressive in Mad Max if you need it to, or it can back off in chill or sloth mode. What are the modes you typically ended up using? And were there any oddities or any room for improvement on how it should interact with like the social side of driving beyond just safety?
I wouldn't say much about the social. I'm more in like in the hurries. What I use majority of the time. I like that it sticks around 10 over, which is where I liked about to keep it more standard on the city streets because that's more 5 over. But from kind of the social aspect, just if you want to keep with the flow of traffic more, bump it up. Bump the profile up. If you want to, if you're going way too fast or being an outcast, move it in either direction is kind of what I've seen to make it work. But I think it, it blends in so autonomously. Like I was fortunate enough with JD AI Driver. We were one of the first people like yourself to do the robotaxi testing.
Yeah.
It was just more of in Austin, Texas, but more of an example of where there's nobody in the steering wheel there, and there's people even waving at us and blending in the traffic perfectly, and nobody even realizing they're they're around. And I think it's the same thing now on 14.2 now that you're no outcast at all. If anything, you're the best driver on the road.
Yeah, it seems to just be great. I was following a buddy of mine on FSD just recently, and I was like, are you driving? Is it the car? You kind of can't tell. So there's a lot of naysayers out there for this system. I mean, we see it in the comment section. We see it online. We know that's going to be there. Right now, the system requires you to supervise it. Is that considered an autonomous car in your eyes?
I would say so. I mean, it's there. I would say it's mainly there. I mean, one, they want to be Tesla and everybody wants to be extra safe, but more for just government regulations. But I mean, I don't see how you could say it's not autonomous.
I mean, yeah, the car made it here and you didn't touch the steering wheel or pedals.
Yeah, I haven't touched the steering wheel in 5-6 weeks.
It's just crazy.
Legitimately, like there's a little bit of quirks of parking lots and like, Scott was saying and everybody about having an immense amount of patience, but I mean, you don't really need to do much more than just hang out and sit there. And the way I'd like to describe it with the patience is just like, if this was an Uber ride or anything, like you wouldn't complain about it if it, it doesn't pull into the, in the shopping center or wherever that quick, or it does a weird thing. Like, we're not perfect as humans. This is not perfect on a navigational route today that can be easily fixed in a over-the-air software update. Like, how can you possibly complain about that?
Yeah, it really seems like the last piece to dial in now is a lot of that low-speed maneuvering, parking lot adjustments, and sort of just, getting out at the front of the parking lot, letting the car go park itself. That would be really cool. Overall, dude, I just can't believe you did this. It's so cool. We knew it was coming, but it really has felt like this massive shift in the last 6 months. So you came here because you asked to rip around the track, which would break the FSD streak. So what do you want to do? Do you want to drive it manually and kill the streak? Or can we at least do the first lap FSD?
I think we should keep it all FSD.
Hell yeah!
You've talked me out of it, so let's keep it riding, and we'll do the whole thing.
You're so into it, you can't break it now. And you know what? Mad Max mode on the track, you can still push it and keep your FSD score, right?
Yeah.
So I've noticed, because I've done a lot of laps FSD recently, if you push the accelerator pedal, it'll hit like a max G limit in the corner and then freak out. But if you just lift off, it doesn't make you take over. It lets you go back to it. What happens if you are to drive manually? Does that 100% number dip down instantly?
Yeah, to my understanding, is any takeover at all, it adds 1/10 of a mile on or takes away 1/10 of the mile on there. So
let's not risk it.
Yeah, so
you gotta stick with it.
So even a foot or an inch, yeah, I don't want to risk it. I'm even afraid to use summon at this point. I like to show summon off to people, and it's still a party trick, but I'm afraid that even that distance is gonna. So I'd be curious to know for all you guys if somebody knows that in the comments. But I don't use summon anymore because of it, and I would use it a couple times a week. But
well, let's go do a lap of the Out of Spec track autonomously with FSD. Can I drive your car?
Yeah.
That would be so cool to add a couple miles to it.
Let's do it.
On the counter. Let's do it.
So in my quest of 100%, on my winter tires, I've put 18,000 miles without rotating.
Nice. Well, it's always pushing from the rear because it's a rear drive car. So rear tread depth not doing so great. So I guess to get us out on track, let's drop a pin out here, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just to show everyone too, before we go, take a look at this. 100% self-driving since 14.2, which is the real big update, wouldn't you say?
1,000%.
Yeah.
It's almost a whole different software. They almost should change the name because they're doing a disservice, kind of keeping the kind of rep they formed over the years, because it's a whole new beast.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's an entirely different experience than even 6 months ago, and no one will realize that. So we've got 10,883.3 miles self-driving and total 10,883.3. So I'm not going to break that at all. Well, should we go do a lap? And then I'm going to have you do a lap afterwards.
Okay, perfect. Here, and then
we've got it in sloth. And we're off. And that's all this car has done for the last few weeks for you. So freaking cool. And I can dial it up to Mad Max for track mode. Man, the pressure to not take over is real.
If you want to see a grown man cry.
Yeah, that's right. What, normally it goes out there. That's funny. This is the first I've had it turn here in the skid pad.
Well, you didn't talk about the behavior when it arrived at the track.
Yeah, when you got to the track, you mentioned that was like the worst thing you've seen from it so far.
Yeah, because I had turning into your office, it had the cones there at the turn, and that it just thought the road was closed, and then once I came in from the other side, it felt okay to.
Oh, you don't have the turn signal on this one.
Yep.
Well, normally it just heads out on track and goes no problem. So yours is definitely the first time I've seen it kind of take this route. Now, if it gets stuck, will it ask me to take over?
To my understanding, it'll just put it in park.
Okay. I just don't want to risk me having to take over at all.
No, I think even if we do get stuck, there's ways to
nudge it around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Play with the pins and stuff enough that.
And so, did you notice any weird like turn signal behavior while you were out driving?
No, I don't have that same kind of thing like late merges on the freeway or that kind. I don't know what's so lucky about my thing on there, or like missing exits. It's done like weird navigational things in cities, and admit it's not per.
Yeah, it always says it's degraded out on track.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just the thing. Whenever it gets on track, it says degraded, but it doesn't affect its performance really. And there's no special software on this car, right? You're running everything completely normal.
Bone stock.
Yeah, it's not like a special Tesla software on this.
No. I'm a regular customer. I'm actually on a couple softwares behind on 14.2.1.2.5.
Okay. Yeah.
Been afraid to update it, but yeah, I'm just a regular customer. I own 0 Tesla shares, I like to say, but it actually is. Wow.
Yeah, it boogies along pretty good, and I'm not pushing it at all. It sort of just maintains a pretty good, solid G limit through the corners. It's not taking the racing line per se, but it gets around, and it always goes around the big loop, which has been fun to watch as well.
I thought we'd be going at 5 miles an hour.
Oh no, it goes. We tried to put signs up because, right now your car says the speed limit's 10, but yesterday I had an FSD car out here and it thought the speed limit was 25. So I got 80 signs and we put them up, but it wouldn't read or recognize them. Maybe on the newest update it would. Yeah, I mean, it's such a cool technology that I think a lot of people have an aversion to it. But again, if there's a safety critical event, you could just take over if needed.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you didn't run into anything like that to try to get this record experience in. But what, we are getting into that gray area of like, it's getting so good, but it's still technically a level 2 system by the SAE. What, in your eyes, do you think needs to happen for this to really become unsupervised? Because that's when I think you get the like benefit of getting your time back, where you can text or email or do some other stuff.
I would just say, when it it's hard to say exactly when, but more just, I think when it gets like full parking lot, comfortability is when I would say, like when Banish comes out, that's probably about the time that the unsupervised
will happen. Yeah, I think.
Do you think that'll be kind of geo fence to start for unsupervised for people, or do you think it'll be a nationwide rollout, or how do you see that happening when that day does come?
I have no idea how Tesla's going to do it. I mean, who knew they could make it this far? With all the naysayers that were out there saying, "Hey, this is dangerous or bad or whatever." I mean, I was one of, I wouldn't say I was a naysayer, but I was pretty skeptical about it getting this good. And so I cautioned myself to be so skeptical about the technology getting even that much better. But yeah, now that we're locked in on the track, by the way, it'll just do this till it runs out of charge. So how do we actually get it off track? I guess I could drop a pin over
Yeah, that's
here.
what I would. Let's see if it'll turn in here.
It might not. If I put my, I keep going for the turn signal because the new one's got it. I wonder if we can force it to turn here. It looks like maybe. The turn signal makes a big difference. Oh, yeah. So can we get it to park here if we drop a pin?
Yeah.
And then I'll just go through and delete that first one. Oh wait, wrong one. I'll let you do it. I don't want to like get an eyes off the road warning.
I think you got it. Oh.
Where are you going, bud?
I think it's parking.
Oh.
Well, I think it's, maybe you did have it in the right order. Oh no.
Yeah, now that it's just set to not go anywhere, it's just making up its own route. Scott and I had an idea where we were going to get a few of these and put some cameras in them, maybe some dummies with googly eyes, and just have free-range Teslas roaming around the property.
There you go.
There we go. So, David, how about you hop in and do a lap?
Let's do it.
Because that's why you came all the way here. I just stole the thunder, but I had to have a quick go in the FSD cross-country car. That was so cool. Thanks for letting me not drive it, but ride in it from this position. So how many points would you have to do on average during the drive?
Oh, on the whole, like countrywide, I didn't use a single pin drop.
Just typed in the address and then it just parked?
Yeah, found the chargers.
It is getting so freaking good. I hope everyone who had some experience with this system, even 6 months ago, comes and tries the new one. You can test drive them. I guess a lot of people have them, so if you have a friend with one. But you can also just go to a Tesla store and drive one, I think, with FSD.
Oh, we're going the other way.
Going in the counterclockwise.
And I would say to people out there, if you haven't tried it in a while or you don't use it much, clean your camera housing first. I have a buddy of mine that has the same exact build. I guess he has the LFP like standard range when that was there, but he got the kind of holiday trial and he can't use his for more than 5 minutes. And I think it's just because he's never had his.
Oh, up in here,
yeah,
you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So if you're having problems, I think maybe part of why I've been so lucky is just for having a brand new car that you can have your service center do it, and there's some videos out there as well. But
yeah, it's important that if you're going to try this, get the newest, latest Tesla hardware. And that's kind of always the thing. I think the promise of like the older cars getting this good, I don't know, dude. I don't see any world in which my Model 3 will get upgraded to do it. But I'm so glad the new cars are, at least, which is cool. I just hate the sort of empty promise. At least so far, it's an empty promise of my old car so supposedly getting good. It's a weird line that it takes.
yeah.
But yeah, false turn signal hit. It certainly does weird stuff when you get it out in a different environment. But you were saying on the road, even on 14.2.1, pretty good.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there you go. Final thoughts on the trip. You did cross country and 10,000 miles with no input to the vehicle, whether you want to call that autonomous or not. Okay, I leave that open for debate. I personally think it is because you did not input or interact with the vehicle whatsoever. Any final thoughts from your side? Do you recommend other people to try it, to break your record?
Yeah, go ahead. Give it a shot.
I wonder what it's doing right now. There's no stop sign here. Oh, it thinks we got to the pin, I guess.
Maybe that's what it was. But
Yeah,
I would say give it a fair shot. Try it out. It is life-changing for me. Like I have a hard time using anything else. I could fly a lot more. I could rent cars, but no Hertz car is gonna have this. So at least for my everyday life, it gives me that extra set of confidence, that extra set of eyes that I'm gonna be okay. get to come home to my family, and I think we can all relate with that.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad you brought it here and got to tell your story with us. It's always fun when people come by the track. So, yeah, dude, congrats. I mean, that's really, it's a momentous trip. I mean, it'll go down in the history books as the first autonomous automobile cross-country drive. That's correct, right? As far as we can tell.
Yeah.
Unless someone's hiding something. But as far as we know from public info, that's the first. And we're in that car right now, riding around the Out of Spec track. So freaking cool. Oh, it's taking the chicane. Nice. It's sending it through the chicane, actually. Oh, man. It's really funny with the turn signals out here. I had 14.2.2, whatever, the one with a bunch of twos in it yesterday, and it didn't do any of the turn signals. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's a video for you guys. Cross-country FSD trip. It's such a cool system. Thank you for coming by again, David.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Kyle.
I'll leave your X account linked below. I hope you start making some videos because people would love to follow your adventures. And I know you took some clips on your drive, so hopefully you can do a little recap when you get back to Seattle. And I'll make sure to, if that ever gets posted, leave it down below. But thank you all for watching. Thanks for filming, Scott. And we're going to finish up some laps on FSD. See you again soon.
Look, Mom, no hands.
We are hooking up our ChargeRig's mobile DC fast charger to move it about 4 feet to the left so that we can plug in the car without losing 100%. We are one with the program. So you are pretty well parked. Nice work. Would you mind raising the suspension up so I don't have to... Yeah, you lowered it. Now we're under it. Now you can pick it up with the air suspension. But this is what we got to do to keep it at 100% because we are committed. See, most of the time when David's out driving on FSD, he's got lines at superchargers, the car can back in. But when you're at an open place like this, it's hard for the car to know exactly this is where you want to charge. That should work, Scott. Nice. Thank you. Let's grab our DC charging cable. And David, you can plug it in if you'd like. There you go. Got the NAX adapter on there.